What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Man, it feels like forever since I have said this, but this week we should be getting the beginning of a brand new Marvel Phase 5 slate. Yes, that is correct, as reported by a trusted Hollywood trade, and of course, this week has a huge Disney/Marvel event coming up, the place that they would do it. We're going to break down what to expect from this new slate, just how many properties we think they'll announce and which ones we think they'll be, where they'll be for either theatrical and or Disney Plus, and when you yourself can tune in to hear all about it. Like I said, we're going to break down the brand new Marvel Phase 5 slate announcement as reported this morning by a trusted Hollywood trade. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're still giving away this insane 1/4 scale Beta Ray Bill, as well as our third and final Infinity Saga box set, and of course a PlayStation 5. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, incidentally, before this report broke this morning, we had an industry insider that we do trust here at the channel weigh in with his opinion, but then this report came from Deadline breaking this morning. Again, Deadline, one of the most trusted Hollywood trades, reporting that, quote, Disney will on December 10th announce its upcoming slate, while the studio will solidify what Deadline recently revealed that Tom Hanks star Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Emma Stone star Cruella will bypass movie theaters and become Disney Plus releases. The studio will also announce new projects from Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar that will encompass TV as well as theatrical releases. So, in case you need a little context, there is a Disney Investors Day meeting on December 10th. This is something we've been reporting on here at the channel. It was originally slated for back in October when there wasn't a D23, but has since been confirmed to be December 10th for quite some time. Now, incidentally, late last night via a tweet, an insider that we trust here at the channel, literally at Diz Insider, Skylar Schuler, came out and tweeted, hey guys, keep your expectations very low, don't expect anything, and maybe be blown away with a huge reveal. And there's two reasons for that. Normally at these Disney Investors Day meetings, they don't reveal a whole hell of a lot, including not announcing any new projects. Sometimes they do, but that stuff is saved for D23 or for SDCC. We didn't get any announcements this year except for them moving the Phase 4 slate around, which in turn made a lot of us hopeful this would be the place we get official announcements, which again, twofold. This is why Skylar Schuler weighed in, trying to temper our expectations. But if this report this morning is to be believed, we're going to hear about the beginnings of the Phase 5 slate, some brand new projects, and interestingly enough, we know exactly which projects those are most likely to be by how many reports we've had in the last year here at the channel. Now, when it comes to Disney Plus, again, things like Moon Knight and She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel reveals, they don't fit the bill for brand new projects, as it says in the report. These are completely unannounced, and there's two that really fit this bill, again, that we've reported on several times over the last year and from multiple sources. The first of which is an Agents of S.W.O.R.D. television series for Disney Plus that's set to be also a Nick Fury series and leads directly into Captain Marvel 2, playing an integral role in setting up the Secret Invasion storyline. We've had reports of this from Hollywood trades. We've had reports of this from industry insiders like Mikey Sutton, and the reports stem back all the way to being over a year old, breaking just after the last D23, which is back in 2019. So if there's an announcement for a new Disney Plus series, this is the one we think it will be. Now, the second Disney Plus series we've reported on multiple times, but I'm less sure on, would be the Riri Ironheart series, rumored to be coming to Disney Plus. And the reason this would be so important is it would have none other than Robert Downey Jr.'s presence in the show, him as her mentor, and this is where we got into all the talks and theories about him having to come back as a hologram, at least in some capacity, pre-recorded or not, possibly in AI, to help coax her along and mentor her to become a new version of the Iron Man, rather Ironheart. To be fair, there is far less behind these reports than the reports of Agents of S.W.O.R.D. Those are all coming from multiple and trusted sources. These are a lot less flimsy and or rumors, so if we had to put our money on one, the Agents of S.W.O.R.D. for Disney Plus Marvel Phase 5 is the one we're expecting. But speaking of Marvel Phase 5 and what theatrical announcements they could make for the beginning of that Phase 5 slate, and there are two in particular that make a lot of sense. that have both been in the news again here at the channel and everywhere else so many times over the last year and just the last couple of months. The first of which is Deadpool 3, which has basically been in the headlines now for the better part of the last 2 months and going back a year. And think about what this event is. It's a Disney Investors Day meeting meant to talk about the future financials of the company. What would make future investors and shareholders more excited than a billion-dollar franchise like Deadpool and a huge name like Ryan Reynolds out in the forefront, especially considering by the time they creep into Marvel Phase 5, things should be all the way back in theaters. This is an obvious no-brainer for what they'd want to announce, and with as much as that's been in the news recently about Deadpool 3, the huge contract that was signed between Ryan Reynolds and Marvel, him wanting to get his way and production starting of anything set to announce, this seems like the most likely candidate. Not to mention, we've actually reported on here at the channel that an announcement for Deadpool 3 would be coming before the end of the year. What other place could it possibly be? Now, as far as theatrical releases, the only other one that's been in the news a ton and something that was mentioned alongside the original Marvel Phase 4 slate back during SDCC was the Fantastic Four. Of course, yes, he introduced Blade. They haven't talked about it yet, and that movie should be coming soon. But the Fantastic Four, another huge name and another franchise that will not stay out of the headlines. And of course, as we reported last month, if you go to Production Weekly, you will find the Fantastic Four there. We also confirmed that Solve Everything was their production LLC and that had started up. And just a couple of weeks ago, that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt were finally in talks for Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic for the upcoming franchise. Now, even if there's no truth to any of those reports, you think about the huge names, and again, in an Investors Day meeting, the next big team-up franchise is exactly what you want to announce, but I have some cautionary beliefs about this. I think you save the Fantastic Four for next year's SDCC, or even a live one after that. If we don't get a live SDCC next year, we get it in 2022. It would be 2023 at the earliest before this movie could come out, even 2024 possibly. This is a little early to be announcing it in the end of 2020, but still would have everyone excited. Now, speaking of being excited, there are a couple of projects that make a lot of sense to have some sort of FaceTime during this meeting, pun totally intended. The first of which is Black Widow and whether it'll end up on VOD. The second of which is Wandavision, which is just about a month away, but there are two other films specifically that we thought we were going to get trailers for, or at least the teaser trailer for, earlier in this year, and I think this might be an awesome place to do it. The first of which is the Eternals trailer, which has been completely finished and should have come out last month. Now listen, if they don't want to release an Eternals trailer too early because they like to have their properties have their day in the sun, that's understandable, and Eternals again doesn't come out until much later. But in the meantime, the other film was Shang-Chi, which from Simu Liu himself said he thought there might be some awesome trailer footage to show us back this summer if they were going to at all at the digital SDCC. Of course, that wasn't to be either, but I think something to keep in mind when it comes to trailers and an Investors Day meeting, there's not really a place or a way for them to show that medium, and unless they're talking about it and then immediately release it on YouTube, which they could do, it doesn't seem like the forum for that. Plus, you have to remember, WandaVision will be live on Disney Plus just over a month from now, and if you were going to attach a brand new theatrical trailer to anything, that might be the place to do it, because on top of getting the subscriptions for the show, you have all these brand new eyes watching a brand new Marvel show. Oh, by the way, this is the new Marvel film we have coming. That's where I would anticipate some of these teaser trailers to actually show up, attached to the earliest movies and or shows next year, and not at this Disney Plus investors meeting. But trailers aside, if they announce one or two new Disney shows or a new film, those will definitely count as making everyone excited, and I'm going to go ahead and temper my expectations, ask you guys to do the same. But this is going to take place on December 10th, just 3 days away from now, and of course, as soon as that Investors Day meeting goes live and completes, we will have a full breakdown here at the channel. Remember to check back. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. As far as Disney Plus and theatrical releases, what is it you'd most like to see in brand new, and how many of you are all in on the Disney Plus VOD release on Premier Access for Black Widow? That's another thing people are highly suspecting. I have not weighed in on that in a minute. I think they're still going to do a simul release the way that Warner Brothers did it, and I've been saying that since the beginning of the year before anybody else was, but no worries. Either way, let me know all your thoughts down below, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away this insane 1/4 scale Beta Ray bill, as well as our third and final Infinity Saga box set this month, regardless of the subscriber count, and a PlayStation 5. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. Then hit the notification bell with notifications turned on to keep up with our content, and of course, hit that like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me over on Instagram at IamFires or over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Novellin. There's links to both down in the description below. Thanks for checking out the channel, guys, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.